looks a lot like this. You've got a river running right through the middle of Iowa City, just the same way that it runs through the middle of Wilmette, the city in my book, except this isn't the Iowa River. But this is the city of Wilmette, which is kind of a strange city because on one side of the river, the houses are all really big and fancy, and it's where all the rich people live. And on the other side of the river, kind of squeezed in by the river, is the bad part of town. It's called the Twilight. And it's where the streets are narrow and dark and twisted, and there are bad guys lurking on every corner waiting to knock you on the head and steal your money. And if you look really closely, can you guys see that there are islands in the river?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where there are houses, and that's where the wizards live, because The Magic Thief is a book that's full of magic. The main character is a kid named Con. He is a gutter boy, and what that means is he lives by his wits on the streets of the Twilight. He is a thief. He's a pickpocket, so he steals things from people's pockets. And he also has with him at all times beads. Does anybody know what these are?
Tools. Pickpocket
knives.
Isn't that an army knife?
No,
Pickpocket.
no, it opens wine.
That's a
Corkscrew.
No, it's not a corkscrew. That's a good guess. There is kind of a corkscrewy looking one there, but it's not a corkscrew.
It's a lockpick.
Yes, it's a lockpick. These are lockpick wires. So these are tools that Con can use to open locks. If he ever gets locked up somewhere, he can open the lock and get out. Or if he ever needs to get in somewhere and steal something because he is a thief, he can use these lockpick wires and get in. So one cold, dark, miserable night, Con picks the pocket of this guy. This is Nevery. He's a grumpy, gray-bearded old wizard. And you see Nevery here holding his locust magicalicus, which is the magical stone that every wizard needs to do magic. And Con and Nevery go to live here, Heartsease. Can you guys see the problem with this house?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
There's a
hole in it.
Yeah, it's the hole in the middle of the house. It's like a crater in the middle of the house. Con says it looks like a piece of cake with a big bite taken out of it. But the reason the hole is there is because Nevery, 20 years before the book begins, Nevery was experimenting with pyrotechnics, and he blew up the middle of his own house. And for that, he was exiled from the city of Wilmette, sent away, never to return. But he does return, and the chapter that I'm going to read to you is what happens when he comes back. So if you can, imagine what it would be like to be Con. He's, as I said, he's a gutter boy, and he's living on the streets, and he's having a tough time. He hasn't had any dinner. He hasn't had any lunch. He hasn't even had any breakfast. It's cold and dark. Somebody stole his shoes. He's starting to get a little bit desperate. So this is from chapter 1 of The Magic Thief, and it's Con talking. A thief is a lot like a wizard. I have quick hands and I can make things disappear. But then I stole the wizard's locust magicalicus and nearly disappeared myself forever. It was a late night in the twilight, black dark as the inside of a burglar's bag. The streets were deserted. A sooty fog crept up from the river and the alleyways echoed with shadows. Around me I felt the city, echoing and empty, desolate and dead. The cobblestones under my bare feet were slick with the